My name is Freddy Ovett. We are currently in my hometown, Denia, in Spain. And I guess we're running a marathon this weekend. The only challenge for me is the unknown, really. I'm quite professional when it comes to being a professional athlete and a cyclist, that I like to prepare as well as I possibly can and go into a cycling event really having a very clear understanding of probably how things are going to go. Whereas running, I have not prepared for this compared to definitely the other people that I'm going to be running with tomorrow, but the majority of the field, I probably one of the people that ran the least, which is kind of strange to say. But so when people ask, "Oh, what time do you think you're going to run?" I don't really know, and I really I'm completely honest about that. There's a lot that will go into tomorrow that will just be decided as it goes along. This is only my second marathon. The first one was kind of a bit of a novelty, if you will. I didn't run at all before it, so you can almost throw that away. This is maybe my first, still not serious, but getting onto the serious wavelength idea of running a marathon. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I was probably the best junior distance runner in Australia at that time. I'd won national titles and very much so on my way to what I wanted to do, which was be a high-level professional runner. And running became not as enjoyable as it should have been. I was just really keen on being the very best I possibly could, and I probably, looking back, should have just chilled out a little bit, and it would have been a lot easier on myself. On top of that, my last name obviously creates a little more attention when I stepped on the track.
Ovett hits the front, and Coco gets through. Steve Ovett coming home to take the gold medal for Great Britain, to beat Sebastian Coe against the silver.
He was so good at a young age, between, 8 to 17 or even up to 20. And he wasn't ever a high mileage runner. His dad wanted to sort of not thrash him when he was younger. So he kept the mileage a little bit lower and focused more on speed. But because he developed so well over those years, I think he's able to pick it up a lot faster now and start at a very high level without even training.
More or less one of the best juniors in the country in Australia, and good enough at least to get a scholarship to the University of Oregon. Really starting to see some nice improvements before I picked up an injury behind my knee that just frustrated me to no end. It killed me because I literally couldn't run for more than 20 minutes. It eventually led me to the bike without purely as a rehab method. Had a chat with my coach, cycling coach at the start of the year, and said, look, I want to run on Sundays and I don't want to ride my bike, and I want to have that day put aside every week to run. And he agreed, and we started off a 30-minute run and built it up to a decent amount towards the latter stage of preparing for this. So mileage-wise, it's pathetic. 10, maybe 20 miles in the bigger weeks. Through my mate Matt Fox, he dragged me out the door for a track session once a week for the last month, which I think has helped me a lot. Look, the commitment has been little, but let's not forget I'm exercising still for 20 plus hours a week, which is actually still more than any of these runners, even including the likes of Kipchoge.
We've been together like 3.5 years now. Yeah. My name is Christina and I'm the girlfriend of Freddy. I think what got my attention was that he was quite different than the boys in Girona, in where I live, because he was like very open and fun. A lot of people say Catalan people is a little bit close, and he actually was different.
We were hanging out in the area, just completely relaxed. It got 15 minutes to go, and we said, right, let's head over to the start. And we started wandering over and realized that we were really far from the start. And panic started to set in pretty quickly as I could see the people around me also heading to the start were starting in later waves, like 3-4 hour runners. So I really thought for a second I might miss the start, which would have obviously been a disaster. Made it there with a few minutes to spare, stripped everything off, and I definitely had the idea to run the race completely on feel. I didn't want to look at really my watch too much. And settled it in really nicely, found a group, wanted to find a group, found a group. 5K, 10K, 15K, turns out we were running around 2:25 pace, which I wasn't really aware of. To 20K, between 20 and 25K, I could feel my legs weren't really as smooth and suppressed underneath me as they were before, and that's really early. That's really early in a marathon to start feeling those feelings, And I knew that it was going to be a really long next 20K, because as soon as you start cramping, unlike the bike, in running it, you basically DNF the race, because your legs are your bike, and if you cannot motion them forward, you're out the race. And I was thinking, there was a lot of people invested in me today, and yeah, sorry, it was a tough moment, because normally I would stop, but I could feel I was, I'm doing damage, and, I'm not a runner, I'm just a cyclist trying to run, and there's no point in me killing myself to run a certain time. So even slowing things down considerably, a lot, a minute per kilometre, I was still in pretty big trouble, and yeah, mentally it was difficult, the last 10K.
Marathons are fine if you fucking pace them. You run like an idiot. The marathon will bite you.
Hindsight's perfect. Going into the race, people are telling you that you're a special athlete and you're amazing. You can run 225, 220, no problem. The reality is I've run once a week this whole year, and I definitely bought into that, and yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong about caring about something that means a lot to you, and running does. It has since I was 8 years old. It's come back into my life, which couldn't be happier about. And I just hope it inspires one or two people to do something that you love, even if your everyday life tells you not to do it. I think a lot of athletes feel that about other sports, and people in the office think that maybe they can't squeeze that run in before heading to work or when they're at home and too tired. But if you love it, there's always a way, and running's showed me that.